advocacy, and churches, denominational churches, communities, to recognize, support, and celebrate people of diversity. Today's event was an opportunity to reclaim faith and to integrate it as part of our full being. The theme for Pride this year is inclusive communities, so it linked very lovely in terms of saying, if we're talking about inclusive communities, let's not forget the faith community. So this dialogue and event is to celebrate that we can be persons of faith, be part of faith communities as LGBTQI persons, but also to have a crucial conversation of, if we're talking about inclusive communities, how do they look like?
We are in a deep group. The reason for the interfaith conversation is really in a community as well. It's because most times within our churches, we are told that Mkhweza are African, and today we wanted to really tackle and debunk these myths that our parents have around our sexual orientation or gender identity within a setting of an interfaith, because we do realize that our parents are influenced by pastors in the churches that they go to. And when the pastor speaks ill of LGBTI people, our parents kind of adapt that, and then they kind of spew it within the homes.
As Motswadi, ke ba fa batswadi ba ba matla the support wherever I go, not only my website but wherever I go. I give them support for they are not alone, and it's not a sin to have a child who is queer. So I'm giving the embrace, I give a feel to give a matla. Even in churches, I preach the same thing. You must come out. You don't have to hide our children. Rabarata, they were born. There's nothing wrong with them, and it's not anything that God didn't create. Rabarata, everybody was born and everybody was then in the image of God. We love them. We must just support them. And if also support your parents, the outside world is not going to like you. It's not going to embrace you. So it starts with us parents. You gave birth to the child, so you must love that child.
I think my highlight was having parents in the room that spoke positively about their kids belonging to a faith and them loving them regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, because one parent spoke about love and what love looks like and what love means.
The engagement that came from the audience was really, rich in terms of the narratives around how do we understand faith as African people, how do we reconcile faith, whether it's Christian, rooted in this westernized lens, or as traditional healers, rooted in African indigenous identities, and who we are living in this cosmopolitan world.
Today, siyajabula, sifila very honored ukuthi si part of the movement ye-queer, ye-namagay lesbian, because sihlala sizwa lezinto lezi ema-TV, besingakazi sathola umuntu ositshela kahle, simmamele. So today sijabulile, sibe khona, bachazile ngokuthi yini gay, yini lesbian, sizwe nama-intersection besingawazi. So then izinto eziningi besingasazi today. And then sakhula nathi because yithi abomama. So labantwana okukhulunywa ngabo, labantwana abahlukumezwa abantwana bethu, labantwana abalimazwa esitradini babulawa kuba nabahlala ematrasini ngoba yithi abomama. So makufundiswa thina, ufundiswa isizwe. Sikhule kanjalo ukuthi yonke into iqala kumama. So makufunde thina, I think sizokwazi ukuthi sikhulise abantwana bethu ngendlela ezinhle.
Ke ne ke le mo paneling e ne bua ka interfaith today. Re na le baruti, re na le batho ba ditumelo tse fapafapaneng. But what I picked up ke gore we need education. a lot of education has to be done. Firstly, baruti ba tshwanetse ba be le mokgatlo o ba kopanyang ba bua ka lentswe le one, because baruti ba bua dintho tse itseng when it suits them, and then when it doesn't suit them, no ha ba yo mo. So baruti ba tshwanetse number one ba kopane ba bua ka lentswe le one, gore whether o moruti o kwe or ha o kwe ba dula one, re baruti ra ruta. So I think a lot of education is needed. We still have a long way to go.
So today's jabule kakhulu ukuthi si understand ngoba mina ekhuleni kwami bengazi ukuthi ukuba igay ukuba ilisbedi amadimoni. Umuntu onjalo usuka namadimoni. Mina athandaziswe amadimoni azophuma. But namhlanje ukuba kwami khona la ngijabulile ngoba ngazi ngikhona ukuthola ukuthi ukuba igay ukuba ilisbedi into zalwa nayo. So ayikho into edalwa uNkulunkulu. So njengoba silana nalabantu abamagay abalisbedi abantu abaNkulunkulu, njengoba uNkulunkulu ashiya ukuthi udala umuntu nge-image yakhe. So sonke izinto eyiwana sikho isidingo sokuthi sibabandlulule.
Kokumme kaofela, let us love our children unconditionally. Arubuseng, this is the time to atametsa bana ba rona re ba bemo ba open up ba bue. Then kereke re kenye le yona bana ba khone go amogela back into the church.
Nami sengizokwazi ukuthi mangibona